Hi, Jonathan from GameSpot Asia here. I'm here with Hiroyuki Kobayashi, producer of Resident Evil 6. So tell us about why did you decide to go for the whole Resident Evil World Tour kind of style with 4 main characters starring in one go?
It's 7 characters because each has a partner, and he really wanted to just kind of pull together all of their storylines and campaigns. Just like as a genre, they wanted to kind of bring in those characters and make it kind of more epic by bringing more characters into the story. That's why.
Alright, so with the Resident Evil series, Part 4 and Part 5, they actually moved towards more of the action horror style of playing rather than actual survival horror with scares and everything, as a lot of fans have said. So will Resident Evil 6 follow that template, or will you actually amp up the scare factor of the game?
So it has action just like 5. They've made sure that the characters can shoot while they're moving. So the action part's definitely an element of it, but they've put a strong focus on the horror parts, and each character has a different aspect of horror in the game to make sure that they stick to that core. For Leon and Helena, it's more like discovering different places. For Chris, he's in a group, and then your group suddenly starts dying, and then there's that fear of losing your friends and losing a group, and a fear of being attacked by lots of different people. And for Jake's fear, it's the fear of being chased, and there's a lot of monsters that chase Jake, the new character.
Now, of course, there is another movie coming out from the Resident Evil series. There's a CG movie called Damnation. Could you maybe tell us a bit more about how different it is from Degeneration, which is also one you produce as well?
So Damnation is really different. He's separated from Resident Evil, and that has its own 90-minute horror and scares. But he's built Resident Evil to be very different from it. So the main character is Leon, and also Ada comes back into the picture as well. And there's another character that arrives who becomes like the buddy partner of Leon, and most of the movie is based around those two, and they're not sure if you kind of have to guess if it's an enemy or if it's a friend, and the movie is based on a lot of that.
And you have also produced other titles apart from Resident Evil series, most notably Dragon's Dogma, and it has been a really big success. Could you tell us what actually attributed to the success of that game? Is it because of the Western style of the game?
So not so much the Western part of it, but Capcom, as a leader of making action games, they really wanted to build a game where there's a lot of fantasy and there was a lot of adventure, and he thinks that's the reason it was a success. So the gameplay, and more because you're in a fantasy world and you have a real feel of that you're discovering, that you're exploring during the game, and he thought that was the key point of the game and the success.